in the last episode. Want to see me put a smile on that face? No. Hello guys, my name is Eric Van. Should we make love to underage girls? And welcome back to Kara no Shoujo. So in the last episode we left off on this huge decision of whether or not to make love to Toko. And I don't think I'm gonna do it. Main reason being is that if we make love to Toko, I think she might be a target for the killer. And, but on the other hand though, I heard this very interesting thing from someone, that if we make love to her, maybe we can use that to lure the killer out. But I'd hate to make love to her just to be like, yeah, I'm boning you just to lure the killer out. I don't think that would be very ethical. So I don't think we're gonna do it. But at the same time, you know, I might go back and show what happens when we make love to Toko in a later episode after we follow down this path for a certain amount of time. So I'm just leaning towards not doing it at this point, because I think our connection is a little bit deeper than that. So I'll just say, maybe you're right. I enclose her hand within mine, murmuring quietly to her. Toko gently slips her fingers out of my grasp. And the thing is, like, how would we even make love to her? Like, it didn't look like Toko was really coming on to us like that. I mean, what would Reiji do? Would Reiji just be like, hey, Toko, thank you for consoling me and talking to you and opening up? Toko's like, ah, what are you doing? Stop it! Good. See, that seems natural, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll walk you home. Making love to her seemed like it would be so forced, and that would be weird. That'd be weird. I gotta turn my volume up a little bit. Oh, my office sucks. After seeing Toko home safely, I took the train back to my office in Shinjuku. We can't indulge ourselves in love, huh? Well, we certainly don't have the time to indulge ourselves. There are still things I have to think over. The phone rings, of course, and plus she's underage, but at the same time, I mean, at this point in time, I don't think she would have been underage, because I mean, even until recently, like in Korea, and I'm not too sure about Japan, but the legal age of consent was like 13 or something. Just like maybe like 15, 20 years ago, so there are only a few people who'd call it this hour. Hello? It's Uzumi. Yeah, good point. We have been gone like all day, haven't we? Yeah, sorry about that. So what do you want? They all own the Book of Nianis. I see. With this, we found the common link between all the victims. Now all that's left is to have the place ready. Well, at least make sure you're ready to move out at any time. Yeah, it'll all be perfectly clear by tomorrow. This is going to be a long night. Yeah, we gotta go to the author, whatever his name was. God damn it, I gotta remember these names. There's so many people. Not you, you're the psychologist. But you're the psychologist that the writer goes to, the author. And the author is Katsuragi Shin. That's such an easy name to remember, Katsuragi Shin. How did I forget that? Well then, let's think it over. Oh, deduction time! Jeez, game, you're giving me stress already. Oh no. Who was the victim in the very first murder? The dismembered corpse in Inokashira Park. Who was that? The first dismembered no, that was, Nishizono Yui's friend, but I gotta remember her name. What was her name? Okay, her name was Imamura Haruka. That's what it was. Okay, good. I flipped through my notebook. Imamura Haruka, that's who it was. Good. Natsume-san determined that the head was Imamura Haruka's. However, the fingerprints on the hands were Nishizono Yui's, weren't they? In other words, they mixed together parts from two different people. They dumped Nishizono Yui's arms and Imamura Haruka's head and legs. It looked like one victim, but was actually two. Furthermore, the victims in this case have something in common. And that is... they're members of Schisma, they're students. They're members of Schisma, obviously, because there are girls that aren't part of WHOAH Girls Academy, yeah? That's right, the girls referred to themselves as Schisma, or Schisma. It looks like Schisma. Schisma. What kind of organization was it? It's a prostitution ring, that's easy. A criminal organization. I should put that... I just got this image of, like, all these, like, high school girls sitting there in, like, black trench coats, like, yeah, fucking criminal motherfucker. Okay, yeah, prostitution ring. A prostitution ring made up of students. And who was controlling them all? Probably this... Oh, God, that was Orihime, right? Because she was referred to as the ringleader. Yeah, so it's Orihime, yeah. It's her, Tsukishima Orihime. It's clear from the evidence. The corpses of the Schisma members were chopped in the same manner as described in... The corpses of Schisma members were chopped in the same manner as described in the Egg of Nianis. That's right, they're based on Katsuragi Shin's The Egg of Nianis. They're similar to Dante's Divine Comedy, but the definitive difference is the presence of the broken shell from a black egg. If that's the case, then this is the most important thing. Just who in the world carried out this series of murders? I think it's him, but... What? I mean, there's Katsuragi Shin, but also, Kurosaki is kinda, Kusaka, I mean, Kurosaki. Kusaka is a little bit, because he is Nishizono Yui's, like, older brother. God, I gotta think about this. Holy shit. See, this is what happens when I don't play this game for a couple days. Like, you know, I forget my train of thought that was going on at the end of the last episode. So, Katsuragi Shin, I think I'm gonna go with Kusaka because, you know, he was Nishizono Yui and he was aware that he was her older brother. Oh, fuck it, we gotta go with him. Kusaka Tatsuhiko. Dr. Saito said that he is Nishizono Yui's brother. That's a pretty close connection. Only thing is, he's never seemed particularly distressed by the fact that she's missing. Yeah, exactly. That's my train of thought. Granted, I didn't meet him until a while after her disappearance. Still, something about the whole affair strikes me as off. Nobody involved with the search or the school even knew that he was her brother. And the writer Katsuragi Shin, he was quite helpful, you know, like, I mean, I guess he did lie a little bit, though, because he had met Nishizono Yui at the hospital. He was with her. Wouldn't you normally tell them something like that? Wouldn't he be desperately pleading with them to search for her? Yeah, that's exactly. That's the most strange out of this whole case, so... At the very least, that's what I would do. And if he didn't, then, whether she's dead or alive, he knows where she is. He's the most suspicious one of all, but... As a teacher at the academy, his connection to the other victims seems somewhat weak. I wonder if there's something. Something?! Well, this is the only one that mentions Kusaka right here, so the prescription, whatever, let's go with it. This is no good, it isn't passable as evidence. Oh, Jesus! Uh-oh, jeez, uh-oh. Okay, guys, so I was looking for the evidence that I'd actually be able to use, and I actually ended up consulting a guide. Yeah, shame on me, because during the inference part, I just couldn't seem to present the right piece of evidence, and the reason being is apparently when you're investigating Orihime's corpse, there is a scrap of paper that is in her dress like this that I didn't find, and this is like the important piece of evidence that we need to use later. So I'm just gonna fast forward to later now that I have this piece of evidence. Okay, so here we go. So what's happened, there was a couple extra scenes, they weren't very big though, just when we send the letter, the poem that was in Orihime's mouth, we send the other piece of scrap paper that we got too. So now it says, I opened the letter left in my mailbox. There's no stamp. This must be from Natsume-san. Shinjuku is pretty far out of her way, so she probably made her little sister deliver it. Inside is the analysis I requested on the scrap from the book. And that's the scrap, the black scrap that we got, which is very important to what we're doing right now, which is why I tried a bunch of different kinds of evidence. I was like, is it this? Is it this? And I was reloading my game, and I just couldn't get it every time. Reiji's like, that's not good enough. And obviously that was going to lead to a bad ending if he's just like disappointed with my actions. So I restarted a bunch, and then I got fed up and I looked at a guide and I was like, oh, I need that piece of evidence. And I didn't look anything else at the guide, I just looked at that. So let's just continue because I was obviously on a wrong path to a bad end and I didn't want to do it. It looks like the blood is a perfect match with Tsukishima Orihime's. Apparently they also detected fingerprints. One set from an adult male and one from a female. The female's fingerprints are unmistakably Orihime's. The other is unknown. I look at the scrap enclosed in the letter. I remember seeing it somewhere. If it's from a book, there's only one possibility. I flip through my notebook. See, this we didn't do when I was searching through the evidence. So, basically, the scrap obviously looks like it's from the Egg of Nianis, the book, because it's a black paper with white writing. I take out the copy of the Egg of Nianis that I bought yesterday. That's right, the flap of this cover matches perfectly. It's a spot-on match with the torn fragment. Why was this on Orihime's body? The copy in her room wasn't ripped like this. Could it be from one owned by the killer? So yeah, in other words, this is gonna, like, lead us back to the killer. Then if we find the book where this fragment came from, we've got a murderer. An adult male. And it says an adult male, which is, like, the big hint towards Kusaka, who I had originally thought was suspicious, and this is perfect, right? The phone rings. There are only a few people who called this hour. Hello? I think we, went through this before, so Yukari-chan's worried. Yeah, we just gotta put the link together. We already did this. Reiji's just promising him a suspect like we saw already. Who was the victim in the very first murder? The dismembered corpse in Inokashira Park, blah blah blah. Imamaru Haruka, we already did that. Okay, blah 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 blah. They're members of Schisma, yeah, we got it. Prostitution ring, yep, we got it. And now we're saying who was the ringleader? Orihime, it's her, yep. And I actually tried all of these at one point just because I was looking at them, because when they're blue like that, it means you've tried them. And the right one actually was the Divine Comedy. That's right, murder's inspired by Dante's Divine Comedy. It's obvious from the scraps. If that's the case, then this is the most important thing, because the scraps are direct copies from it. I don't know why I choose the Egg of Nyannis first. See, when the world carried out the series of murders, I think it's him, but Kusaka, that's my original thought, adult male, because, you know, Katsuragi Shin's not an adult. He's still young, right? So, it's Kusaka. That's because he's the only other suspicious adult, right? Kusaka Tatsuhiko. Dr. Saito said that he is Nishizomi's brother. That's a very close connection. Only thing is, he's never seemed particularly distressed by the fact that she's missing. Granted, I didn't meet him until a while after her disappearance. Still something about a whole affair. Oh, we already did this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and we just gotta get to the last evidence part, saying, like, what could connect him, and the torn-off scrap of something which I didn't have before. That's fantastic. Scrap from the Egg of Nyannis slipped into Orihime's uniform. If he has a copy of that book with a ripped cover. If we conclude that the fingerprints are... See, someone told me that no matter what we do in the investigation scenes, you can't miss anything. But you can completely miss that. I was lied to. Oh my god, decisions. I didn't look at this. Go talk to Kusaka's home or search Kusaka's fingerprints at the academy. Let's go talk to him at his home. Direct approach is probably best. Because obviously if he has the book, it's going to be at home. Let's go to his house. Late as it is, he won't be at the academy. He's probably at his home, but I remember that Vice Principal Seiki gave me a faculty directory when I first accepted his request. I pull it out and check. Ogikubu. Jeez. It's kind of far away. I'll have to either contact Uozumi and have him send a car over or call for a taxi. What? Why? What kind of a decision is this? Let's call for a patrol car. It's a bit of an emergency. I'll call for a patrol car. If my suspicions are correct, there may be trouble when I get to Kusaka's place. I pick up the receiver and spin the dial. Put me through to Sergeant Uozumi of the Investigative Bureau. My instructions die in mid-sentence. Oh shit! Takashido's wife? Oh no! What? The news hit me like a bolt of lightning out of nowhere. A sense of dread starts building in the pit of my stomach. Could it be? Oh no! Hey, we were gonna... Fuck! Oh no! We were gonna go investigate Kusaka! I slam down the receiver and dash outside. It can't be. Because she's pregnant? Yeah, it's the same as the one that killed, Yukari. Oh my god. Or Yukiko, sorry. Yukari is the sister. Yukiko was our, lover. Takashido! When I burst into Takashido's office in Ueno, he's sitting listlessly on the sofa. Hey, Takashido! He raises his head. The change in him is shocking. He looks like death warmed over. Tell me what happened. I sit down in front of him. Takashido holds out a single scrap of paper. For such defects, and for no other fault, we are lost and afflicted, but in this, that without hope, I can't read right now. That without hope, we live in longing. This is... a passage from the Divine Comedy. Oh no! Oh no! So this is the missing page? But how does this connect to the rest of the case? Wait a sec. Her doctor isn't Rokushiki Makoto, right? No, that's impossible. Given the chain of events thus far, nothing points to his involvement. But why does it so closely resemble Yukiko's disappearance? Oh my god, Yamanoche, that's the girl though. Oh my god, the girl doctor, Yamanoche, she's... What? How is she involved in this? Well, I don't think you could call her the killer just because the victims were her patients. However... Uozumi storms into the room yelling, interrupting my train of thought. Okay. Oh, whoa, we got it good. Whoa, this is getting intense. Holy crap. Uozumi's tone leaves no room for argument. Look, in your current state, your judgment's shot. You're liable to do something to the perp if we find him. Look, just wait here, okay? No matter what happens, we can't take this guy with us. Yeah. Leaving Takashido to stare at the floor of his office, I follow Uozumi to the patrol car parked out in front. Oh my god! No, she's pregnant! No, this is terrible! What's happening? This game is just shit, is smacking the fan in the wall, and it's nighttime, March 18th. I feel Uzumi as we take the patrol car to the Higashifumiya, or whatever it's called. Dawn is breaking as we arrive on the scene. It's Sunday morning. Uzumi clenches the cigarette between his teeth. Let's go. Everything we're looking for is probably in here. Ugh. A rotten smell, no more than that. We're at the Kusaka residence. Ooh, wow. The building itself was permeated with the stench of death. Even Uozumi grimaces, covering his mouth with his hand. The place is a shambles. A thick layer of dust covers the floor. A number of adult-sized footprints are visible in the dust. Judging by the shape, they were probably made by the same person. I don't particularly feel like taking my shoes off as I enter. Uzumi barks orders at the officers arrayed behind us. Here we go. I steel myself. That bastard is here inside this abattoir. The perpetrator of this unprecedented series of homicides. It can't end now, I doubt it. I set off down the hall, my footsteps echoing on the wooden floorboards. It seems pretty climactic, though. Uzumi lets out a groan as he takes in the room's interior. We found the source of the horrible stench. There's no better word for it. This place is a tomb. Ooh, gross. A female corpse has been placed on the bed. Her eyes are caved in and maggots are crawling around inside her shredded cheeks. Most of her hair has fallen out, revealing her scalp. The body is in a worse state than the head. I kind of wish I hadn't seen the threads tying the limbs to it. Oh. Yeah, that looks like Nishizono Yui. Her hair is short like that. Uzumi gives another groan. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, wow. To be more accurate, Nishizono Yui plus parts from 5 other people. Oh yeah, they're all sewed together. Oh my god, holy shit! I pulled a photo of Nishizone from my pocket. Nishizono. She's barely recognizable. So we found... Jeez, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I didn't think we were gonna find her here. Uzumi mumbles to me and leaves the room. I guess he's gone off to search for the culprit. But it doesn't look like anyone lives here. I take a look at the corpse. It even has a right leg. None of the bodies we found were missing one. In total, the parts of Nishizono Yui and Imamura Haruka that we found add up to roughly 1 complete body. There's a possibility that a right leg was kept in reserve, but this leg's state of decomposition is clearly different from the head and torso. In fact, it's fresh. So fresh that one might think it's still alive. Oh no, it's gonna be from, Takashiro's wife. Oh shit. Uzumi's back. The killer. Uzumi's voice is a subdued grumble, but we still haven't found Takashiro Kazuna. I take a good look at Uzumi, take in his quietly stubborn posture, and draw the only conclusion I can. I see. We were too late. Oh no! Oh shit, she's dead. Okay, I'll leave it to you. Shit. I didn't come here so that things could turn out this way. Oh my... No! 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 Fuck! That's so frustrating. I can't believe... I thought since Orihime died so suddenly... Well, not so suddenly, but so recently there wouldn't be another death right away, but this game is just ripping at my heartstrings here. The news of Takashiro Kazuna's death was immediately conveyed to the Takashiro Detective Agency in Ueno. Upon hearing the report, Shugo went berserk, flying into such a rage that even the backup officers couldn't control him. As the police couldn't spare the personnel, Tokisaka Reiji approached Amemiya Hatsune of Moonworld after some consultation, requesting that she stay with Shugo. Hatsune ran to his place in Ueno at once.
Shugo-sama?
The office lights are dark. Hatsune slips into the room relying on the scant illumination offered by the windows. It's a mess. She steps on something soft. Looking closer, she sees that it's a piece of paper, screwed up into a ball. The darkness increases her anxiety. Still calling Shugo's name, Hatsune gropes around until she finds the light switch. The brightness makes her squint. Though half-closed eyes, she can see that the room has fallen into a sorry state. There are documents scattered all over the floor and books have fallen from the shelves. She does not see Shugo. She even called before she came over. He must be in the inner room.
Shugo-sama?
When she opens the door and peeks inside, there's nobody there. It looks like he's gone out somewhere. A scrap of paper on top of the desk suddenly catches her eye. The pieces of paper scattered in the room were all crumpled up, but this one was still neat and smooth. Hatsune walks over to the desk and picks it up. "I'll be out for a while," it reads. She recognizes this script. It's Shugo's. He taught her how to write a long time ago. A sense of abandonment settles over her, even though she said that she'd take care of Shugo-sama. She clenches her hands, crumpling his message. Her tears drip down onto the desktop. Crying won't do her any good. She needs to hurry and find Shugo-sama or else something will happen that can't be undone. She finds the phone and picks up the receiver. There's only one phone number that she knows. Hurry, hurry. This game is so stressful. It's really stressful now. Oh my god, this is insane. The day after Takashito Kazuno's body is discovered, I pay a visit to the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute. The place where we found the bodies was Kusaka Tatsuhiko's family home. So Kusaka, you're... I knew it! Immediately afterward, the police threw a dragnet over the entire city and conducted a thorough inspection. Inspection! I am so shocked by this, I can't even talk properly. Inspection, what am I even saying? Inspection. But didn't turn up even a trace of his presence. With no other course of action, I decide to ask Kusaka's physician, Dr. Saito, some questions. Yes, I understand that. However, I'd like to ask you about Kusaka's mental state, the motives behind all the murders, and whether they will continue. Well, that's weird. Like, if he's reviving the flesh that his sister lost, like, she must have gotten killed by somebody else then. And then he, like, was killing other girls to make her whole again. So there's gotta be someone else. Saito lists them off, his tone smooth and clinical. Oh, I see. Well, he couldn't forgive her for engaging in prostitution, so he probably killed her because she was impure. I see. Okay. Yeah, so how did... Yeah, maybe she died from some other means, though, but he was killing the other girls because they were involved with her being in it. You're referring to the victims, then. Ugh. I'll revive her by just sewing all these body parts together. That's good, Kusaka. You did a friggin' fantastic job. Then why kill Takashito Kazuna? She was completely unrelated. This is what concerns me most. I think maybe he didn't kill her, but the person that killed Yukiko is the one that killed her, and he knows the other killer. And there's two killers. There's gotta be. She wasn't connected to Nishizono Yui in any way. He had no reason to take revenge on her. Her uterus was gouged. She had a baby in there. My god. Yeah. Even so, I don't think that's reason enough to target her. Their only link is this research institution. I look around the room. Takashito Kazuna, all the victims actually came to the obstetrics ward here. That's right, this is the one common link between them. Okay. So you're saying the first time he saw her was over here? But the thing is, I suspect that an incident targeting a pregnant woman is somehow related to this other case. Yes, that case, now 6 years old. Yeah, these killings may simply be revenge, but I'm seeing too much in common with that case. Oh, Saito! Yeah, just nonchalantly just throw that out there, why not? Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's because maybe, yeah, he was removing the uterus to, like, cover up the murders and make it seem like it was someone else, but maybe it was someone else. I mean, Kusaka obviously has something to do with it. Bullshit, there's nothing interesting about it at all. Murdering them based on what they've done. Imitating what's in the Divine Comedy, perhaps. Oh, Saito! You're pretty well versed in Dante's Divine Comedy. Please come down to the police station. Causitus is also called the River of Wailing, and in the Divine Comedy it's a hell reserved for traitors. But there are a lot of levels in hell. If he's planning to go down that far... Saito's such a weird guy. He's just like so chill about this. So yeah, you know, you should go catch him. It's important. Yeah, I definitely think so. In the most calm tone ever. I know that. I still haven't given up. I need to find that bastard Kusaka for my friend's sake. He's drowning in despair. Yeah, we gotta find Kusaka. Jeez. I'm gonna make a save file here because if I've learned anything from this game, it's that saving is caring. It doesn't rhyme, but shit. I mean, I got stuck because I didn't get that scrap of paper, and that sucked. I make a couple of other visits after leaving the institute. It's evening by the time I get home. I haven't turned up anything regarding Kusaka Tatsuhiko's whereabouts. Of course, I haven't been contacted by Oba Girls Academy either. The police have put him in the National Most Wanted list, but they haven't gotten a single tip. It looks like I'm at a dead end. I'm home. Yukari? That's odd. Yukari's usually making dinner around this time. I don't see her in the kitchen. Wait, did she go out? Then why do I feel so apprehensive? Oh no! There's a single sheet of paper left on top of the table. There are characters written with red ink. This dreary stream, once it has reached these malignant ashen slopes, drains out into the swamp called Styx. It's from the Divine Comedy. Oh! And I, my gaze transfixed, could see people with angry faces in that bog, naked, their bodies smeared with mud. They struck each other with their hands, their heads, their chests, and feet, and tore each other with their teeth. Oh my god! Shit! Oh, this game! This is the Divine Comedy again. Canto 7, 5th Circle of Hell, a hell for wrath. Of course, the handwriting is clearly different from the ones we discovered before, and this red color is blood! It's written in blood. Why the hell is this here? No, it couldn't be. Oh, shit! I burst into her room. Yukari! Hey, Yukari! She's not there. Fuck! I grab the receiver on the phone, spin the dial, and call up Uzumi at the MPD. Yukari's disappeared. They left a note with a passage from the Divine Comedy. The son of a bitch is on the move again, no doubt about it. Well, there's a note written in blood with the Divine Comedy. What do you think? Places. If he's struck again, it's most likely in a place he can relate to the Divine Comedy. The 7th Canto, a hell for the wrathful, the River of Styx, somewhere with a pond. Inokashira Park, that's so... Oh my god, no, there's so many puns, though. Oh, stop it with your fucking shit. Oh, god. Okay, I'm just gonna go with Inokashira, I think. Send the police to Inokashira Park. Okay, I hang up the phone and make ready to leave. Yukari's shoes are still there at the entrance. That's right. That's the reason I felt so uneasy when I didn't see her. I've arrived at Inokashira Park. I immediately spot Uozumi. Oh no, I see. They're not here. Let's split up and search. After you're done here, you head over to the Musashiseki Park and I'll go search Shakuji Park. I said that, Shakuji Park. I leave this place in Uozumi's hands and head over to Shakuji Park. There's no sign of life at Shakuji Park. It's dead silent. Where do I start? I walk around Samboji Pond, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Come to think of it, there's a Benzaiten shrine in a cave here. Someone could hide in there. I remember it being around here. On the other side of Ikutsushimi Shrine, a small gate marks the location of a door. It's slightly ajar. I have no choice but to go in. Stooping slightly, I open the door and go inside. The interior is pitch black. The earthen walls are damp and cold. I feel my way forward, advancing step by step. There's no proof that Yukari is here, but there's light up ahead. Could there be people here? Though part of my mind screams at me to hurry, I force myself to step lightly and proceed cautiously inward. And then suddenly the cave comes to an end. I'm in an air raid shelter. The walls are coated with concrete. This must be an air raid shelter or something similar. Well, given the solid construction, it must be some sort of military installation. Someone's lying by my feet. It's a man's corpse. His face is submerged in a puddle. Kusaka? I turn the body face up. It's him, no doubt about it. I can't find any external wounds. Even so, Kusaka Tatsuhiko's clearly dead. Did he poison himself? But why do it down here, huh? Something behind the grating catches my eye. That's... Yukari? What? Behind those bars is an ice house filled with frigid air. Yukari was completely naked, curled up inside the clear ice. Almost as though she's inside an icy shell. Hey, Yukari! This can't be happening. She's going to freeze to death in there. I shake the bars, but they don't budge. A heavy padlock seals them. There's a piece of paper affixed to it. Now, and I shudder as I write it out in verse, I was where the shades were wholly covered, showing through like bits of strawn glass. This is Costis from the 34th canto of the Divine Comedy. To hell with this, I crumple the paper and toss it aside. If I don't open this door, Yukari's going to die. The key's gotta be around here somewhere. He wouldn't do something that doesn't have some kind of meaning attached to it. I make the rounds of the cave searching. In one gloomy corner, I see a foot wearing a sandal. That's Takashiro. Hardly daring to breathe, I approach him. Takashiro's slumped on the floor, his hands are bound behind him. He's also gagged and blindfolded. He's moving ever so slightly. It looks like he's still alive. Hey, Takashiro. As I'm about to wake him up, I notice a piece of paper left on his chest. O ye wrathful one, who has lost himself to anger, take the blood of the wrathful as a fee to save the soul of the peaceful. The key lies among his entrails. This is... Right next to him, a large knife. Oh no! Oh, it's inside him. Oh, that's sick. This is absurd. If I don't kill Takashiro and get the key, then I won't be able to save Yukari. What does he want from this? Damn it, Kusaka's already dead, isn't he? However, I wonder how long she's been in there. I have to get her out of here now. There is nobody else around. There's only one person that can save her. I pick up the knife. Keep waiting until Uozumi gets her. Kill Takashiro Shugo and get the key. Oh, what the fuck? Let's just keep waiting until Uzumi gets her. I feel that killing Shugo to get the key is a bad idea, because it probably just won't even be there. There's nothing I can do. Even to save Yukari, taking another person's life, least of all Takashiro's, would be unforgivable. There's gotta be another way around. I grab the bars and shake them with all my strength. Gah, Yukari! The grating creaks. The chains rattle against the metal. Yukari's right there in front of me, but I can't reach her. Fuck! I punch the padlock with all the strength I can muster. It does nothing to help, of course, and now blood spurts forth from my hand. Fuck! But I can't stop. If I don't hurry, Yukari will die. Ugh! A loud crack. The pinky on my right hand is bent the wrong direction. I don't feel the pain. I'm not finished yet. I draw my hand back to strike again, and someone grabs my wrist. Uozumi, let me go. If we don't open this, Yukari will... Uozumi pushes me aside. I stagger back a few paces, lose my balance, and fall flat on my ass. Uozumi issues instructions to the officers that came in with him. Hey, you gotta save Yukari. Spurred to action by Uozumi's angry voice, the officers take me by the arms and drag me away. Yukari! I keep yelling until she's out of sight. I hear somebody's voice. Oh, the key was in there. Holy shit. What? What are they talking about? Oh well, it's got nothing to do with me. Let's sleep a bit longer. Holy shit, I got this game over! So that's not even supposed to happen! I fucked up? I just shit the bed! Detective 5000 EricVanWilderman just pooped all over the floor! Congratulations, Eric. Oh my jeez! Okay, let's kill Takashiro and get the key. Let's see what happens. I don't have time to wait. I unsheath the knife and hold it in a reverse grip. I'm sorry, Takashiro. An unpleasant sensation rides up my hand. I last experienced this over 10 years ago. It's the feeling of piercing an enemy soldier with a bayonet on the battlefield. I feel a sudden pain in my right eye. I injured it back then. Shit! Struggling to see through my watering eyes, I dig my fingers into the reddish-white flesh. At once, the white fat is dyed crimson. Entrails, maybe the stomach? I press the knife's point against the organ's slippery surface. Gastric juices and blood spurt out. I plunge my hand in without hesitation and rummage around inside. My fingertips find something hard. This is it. I found the key. Yukari, I'm gonna get you out now. I remove the padlock from the bars and dash up to Yukari. I run my hands along the surface of the icy shell. Uozumi. I whirl at the voice. Uozumi standing there frozen, his shoulders squared. I didn't do it, he was already dead. Don't look at me. I just wanted to save Yukari. Uozumi, at least save Yukari for me, please. Uozumi barks the order, and another officer helps him seize my arms. Wait, Yukari still hasn't. I had to do it. She was freezing. Policemen shove me in the patrol car where Uozumi lets out a groan behind me. I hear someone's voice. Oh, both? No way, Kusaka can't. There's another person involved in this, and it's not only Kusaka. What is this, an argument? Well, it's got nothing to do with me. Inside this foul-smelling, chilly room, I wrap myself up in the paper-thin blanket and close my eyes. I don't want to think about anything anymore. I go back to sleep just like Yukari did, trapped inside that shell. I fucked up, like, earlier, way earlier. I gotta change my shit. I actually think I know what it is. I think what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to take the taxi to Kusaka's house, because if we take the taxi, then what's gonna happen is, we're not gonna talk to Uozumi, and then we won't know about the emergency with Takashiro's wife, and then we're just gonna go right to Kusaka's house directly, and so we're gonna get there earlier. And I think that's what we gotta do. So I'm gonna go do that because, fuck, I gotta load my game like so far back though. Oh, because I didn't save before that decision, god damn it. Okay, so this decision here, let's call for a taxi, and I think this is gonna work. So the last thing I want is to create a stir by showing up in a patrol car. So we're gonna go to Kusaka's home on our own and see what happens. If he suspects something's up, then we'll lose everything. I've got no choice but to pay for a taxi. At this hour, they should still be empty taxis out in front of the station. I put on my coat and step out into the chilly streets. Then we get near Kusaka's listed address. I pay the cabbie my fare and continue on foot. In the gloom, I have to rely on the address book to find his residence. At last, I find his apartment. There are no lights on. The place looks empty. Is he out? I go up to the entryway and knock on the door several times. So we are gonna save Takashiro's wife, then. That's awesome. Oh my god. I seriously thought we were on the path to, like, a normal ending. And I was like, she died, Takashiro's wife. And then Yukari died. And I was so distraught. I was like, oh my god, what's happening with this game? But we can prevent it. That's nice. Kusaka-sensei, it's me, Tokisaka. Even introducing myself doesn't yield any results. I put my hand on the doorknob. It turns easily. This is a stroke of luck. If I look, I might turn up something useful. Of course, breaking and entering is still against the law, last I checked. Good thing I didn't contact Uozumi. There's not a chance in hell that he'd let me enter illegally. Okay. As stealthily as possible, I slip inside the house. Just as I thought, Kusaka's nowhere to be seen. I wonder where he went off to this late at night. I better make this quick. If Kusaka comes back while I'm inside, there's gonna be hell to pay. Well now, I pull on some gloves and take stock of the room. Oh, okay, here we go. We got some investigative shit going on. So obviously, let's check out the book first. There's a book lying on top of the desk. It looks like a medical text. It's about surgical techniques. Coincidence? I think not. This looks like the Book of the Egg of Nyanis. I investigate the books lined up on the shelves. It looks like they're all books dealing with education, so he's fired up about teaching. I flip through them, but don't turn up anything of note. Well, where is the Egg of Nyanis? I feel like time is of the essence here. I think this... It's a medical text. What? Really? It looks like it's a radio set on top of the shelves. I don't think it's one of the recent transistor models. I step back and look over the bookshelf. If there's anything, I think it'll be in here. I check the space between it and the wall, but there isn't so much as a speck of dust. He must be an obsessive cleaner. I open the doors to the cabinet and peek inside, but there's only a teapot and cans of tea leaves. Well, where in the heck is it then? There's nowhere else to examine. Maybe the bottom. None of the books strike me as strange. Yeah, well... I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. What about this book? This one. Game, what do you want from me? What about this? Oh, I see, there's that small little dinky thing there. I noticed something stuck between the shelves. It's a notebook bound Japanese style. This is. I carefully flip through the Divine Comedy. Midway in the journey of our life, I came to myself in a dark wood, for the straight way was lost. That's the Divine Comedy. This is the Divine Comedy. And I recognize his handwriting, it's Nishizono Yui's. Could this possibly be? Quickly, I flip through the pages, searching for the 20th canto. The 3rd, 4th, and 19th have all been torn out. Evidence, baby! The 20th and 28th, too. Then the fragments found in Takigawa Yumi and Orihime's mouths really were from. Hold on. The maggots planted on the corpse from Nishizona and Imamura's parts correspond to the 3rd canto at Hell's Gate. They were beset by stinging flies and wasps. Koizumi Kei, who was buried with her foot on fire, the 19th canto, 8th circle of Hell, Bolgia 3. the sin of simony. Takegawa Yumi, who had her head twisted around, the 20th Kanto, 8th Circle of Hell, Bolgia 4, and the sin of fortune-telling. Tsukishima Orihime, whose blood was cut up, the 28th Kanto, 8th Circle of Hell, Bolgia 9. Bolgia? I don't know. The sin of bringing about strife. Then why did he rip out the 4th Kanto? Oh no! I don't know the contents of the Kanto in the worst-case scenario. There's still one more victim. So that's why he isn't here right now. Damn! I glance around the worm's interior. I don't see a telephone. Even if there were one, it'd be foolish to make a call from here. I've got to find a police box or a public phone. I rush outside. I've got to contact Uezumi. There's one more victim left. As I draw close to Ogikupo Station, I spy a public telephone. Immediately, I jump inside and call the MPD. Listen, Uezumi. Uezumi's bellowing voice leaves my ears ringing. Yeah, I'm sorry, but look, you need to send out an emergency deployment right now. So this is similar. So Takashiro's wife's already gone. Hey, slow down. What happened? A cold sensation creeps down my spine. It couldn't be. But she's got nothing to do with Schisma or with Kusaka. It couldn't be. Is what happened 6 years ago repeating itself? Writhing in the darkness. So, okay, so the similar... what do? Do I follow Uezumi's instructions, go to Takashiro's place, new one? This is save. I've learned my lesson already. It's save my game all the friggin' time. Or do I go and chase after Kusaka? Oh, what? But, like, where are we even gonna chase after him? Oh, God. Stress. Well, guys, I personally think we should go to Ueno just because, I mean, chase after Kusaka, where are we even gonna go? We have no idea where he is. Go to Ueno. Right now, Takashiro Kazuna's safety comes first. Suginami's police station is in the direction of Asagawa. I have to hurry. I head toward Ueno as fast as humanly possible. Takashiro! When I burst into... okay, this is gonna be the same, isn't it? Yeah, if you can skip it. Oh, here we go. So, now that we have the 4th Kanto, I think we can find the location of where the killing's gonna happen. Because in the bad ending that I just got, we used the Divine Comedy to find out the location. So let's do that. It's the 4th Kanto of the Divine Comedy, the Kanto ripped from Nishizono Yui's notebook. But how does this connect to the rest of the case? Wait a sec, her doctor isn't Rokushika Makoto, right? No, it's impossible. Given the chain of events... okay, so this is all similar then. We have the 4th Kanto. Okay, is it Kusaka? Let's go. Okay, so... anyways, this is the same. It's like... oh, never mind. It's not the same. If we find her, you'll be the first to know. Blah, blah, blah. We already got this. So we gotta go with Uezumi. But is this gonna be different, though? It's looking pretty damn similar. Oh, this is different. This is the murderer. Finally the time has come. She's sleeping right in front of me. It was a stroke of luck to acquire such perfect material. I stroke her cheek. She doesn't really look like her. It doesn't matter. There are so many ways I could do this. I think we're on the right path because we're seeing the murder. I gaze at her limbs, pondering. I knew it, they're in the way. They prune away the parts you don't need. I pick up an axe and approach. Oh no, I wanted to save her! She has such beautiful skin, it'll be a suitable substitute. I grip the right leg. Her labia, covered by pubic hair, are spread apart. Filth. Holding the thigh in place, I bring the axe. Oh no! No! The right leg falls to the floor. She does not wake up. Naturally, I made sure that she was thoroughly drugged. It'd be inconvenient if she woke up and raised a fuss. It's not as though I'm doing this to hear girls scream. There's still one more thing for me to do. Oh, fuck off. Dawn breaks. Kusaka Tatsuhiko basks in the satisfaction of a mission accomplished. Now nobody else can interfere. Fondly, he strokes the cheek of the girl sleeping beside him. When she's asleep, she almost looks like she's laughing. She must be having a good dream. For a while, things were a bit too close for comfort. That man, Tokisaka Reiji, he said he was a temporary instructor, but turned out to have close ties to the police. In hindsight, his interest in the murders should have been a warning. Especially his questions about the black egg. Only someone who knew of the schisma or the murders would ask them. Kusaka learned of the organization near the end of the last year. That was where this tragedy first began. Schisma forced Kusaka's little sister, Nishizono Yui, into prostitution. He knew that she was family. Even so, he couldn't forgive the unclean acts she had committed. After some persuasion from her brother, she ceased her activities. Her punishment was not being able to attend the academy anymore. And then, in order to restore her former lifestyle to her, Kusaka began his revenge. He had to annihilate the schisma. He had to exterminate the heretics, and so he worked his way into the group he loathed. Kusaka's father was a doctor. He himself had graduated from a medical university, hence why he knows all about all the medical things like surgery and whatnot. He possessed a fair amount of medical knowledge. Before the war, his father used this house to store medicine, including drugs that weren't normally distributed to the public. Kusaka supplied the schisma's leader, Tsukishima Orihime, with narcotics. Okay, so Kusaka was giving the narcotics to Orihime. He wanted to corrupt the organization from within. However, that alone could never sate his hunger for vengeance. No, they had to be exterminated. Yui was an ardent admirer of the book The Egg of Nyanis. It seemed that Tsukishima had recommended it to her. Yui talked about its connections to the Divine Comedy quite often. God punishes the wicked after all, and what better word to describe the schisma? Someone must act in God's stead. The group's activities were conducted under a veil of secrecy. As such, it was a simple matter to meet with them, away from the public eye. Asking them about prostitution was easy. Asking them about their lives under the guise of a teacher, and then exacting a fitting punishment. In the end, however, his impatience got the better of him. Tokisaka Reiji had come to suspect him, not because of schisma, but because he had depended on someone outside the group. It was the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute, the hospital Kusaka went to. From there, he brought home a girl who'd caught his eye. She was pregnant. This girl also had the blood of a dirty whore. And so Kusaka had what he sought. Next to him, a girl slept quietly. Now nobody will come between us. He presses his lips to Yui's withered cheek, running his tongue across the skin. Ew, that's like the corpse of her, like the sewn together corpse. That's gross. She does not move. Kusaka stands over her, then slips his raging erection in. Oh! Oh! That's gross! She's like decomposing and shit. Ah! Is this supposed to happen? I mean, we're getting a lot of the story. We just saw it from Kusaka's point of view, so like, what's gonna happen now? I feel Uozumi is in as we take the patrol car to Higashi Fushimi. Dawn is breaking as we arrive on the scene. It's Sunday morning. The house bearing the Kusaka nameplate has definitely seen better days. Uozumi clenches his cigarette between his teeth. Let's go. Everything we're looking for is probably in here. So we've already done this. This is the exact same as it was before. So if we hit skip... No, never mind. I can't hit skip. This is... I guess it's not really new, but this is similar dialogue that we had. Uozumi barks the orders. I steal myself. This is awful. Uozumi lets out a groan as he takes in the room's interior. We found the source. Okay, yeah, we've already seen this. Good, but, Kusaka's here, though, this time. Holy shit. Kusaka lies on the bed, motionless. Some pills are scattered on the floor to one side. Poisoned himself, did he? Part of me suspected it would come to this, but it's far from a satisfying conclusion. Alongside the body is a copy of the Egg of Nyanis. It has the telltale ripped cover, but given the circumstances, there's no cause for celebration. The desiccated corpse of a girl is next to him. Her eyes are caved in, and maggots are crawling around inside her shredded cheeks. Most of her hair has fallen out, revealing her scalp. The body... Yeah, that's similar to what we saw. I kind of wish... So he was piecing together the corpses. I draw the photograph of Nishizona. It's her. It's barely recognizable. This is the same dialogue that we had. Kusaki is naked. I try not to think about the yellow-tinged fluid left on Nishizona Yui's, or rather Imamura Haruka's torso. Uozumi issues orders to carry out the two corpses, one the body of a single man, the other made out of 6 different people, and we exit the room. There aren't enough victims. Nishizona Yui's body was complete. He even acquired the right leg. Oh no, I hope the wife's not dead. Please tell me she's still alive, just with like a missing leg. I should follow him. If I don't, I'll reach the limits of my endurance soon. But even though we expanded the search area to the grounds, and then to the neighboring park, no matter how hard we looked, we couldn't find Takashiro Kazuna. A full day has passed since the corpses of Kusaka Tatsuhiko and Nishizona Yui were discovered. I am at the Takashiro Detective Agency. Takashiro shut him, but we haven't found her yet, so what's going on? Right now he's resting in the back room. Kazuna is yet to be saved. After Kusaka's suicide, her situation looks pretty bleak. I stub my cigarette out on the ashtray. I don't even know how many times I've smoked today. Shit! I want to participate in the search effort. However, Uozumi put his foot down. Leaving it up to the police, he said. Didn't he give me this case in the first place because he thought the police couldn't handle it? But the fact remains that in terms of sheer manpower, leaving the police in charge is the better option by far. Nothing for it. I'll also have to take care of Takashiro and keep an eye on him. He's more likely to bolt than I am. There's a knock at the door. Coming. I get up from the sofa and glance at the back room. I guess I should see what they want. It's not like I could rouse him if I tried. Who is it? A package? When I open the door, there's a man wearing a postman's uniform standing there. A big package. Sure. It's a large crate. No, don't tell me it's gonna be the corpse. Wait, I guess it's a chest of some kind. There's a faint scent of flowers emanating from it. Hold on a sec, let me call the owner. I excuse myself and head toward the back room. Takashito, can I open the door? I open the door and Takashito comes out. He looks like he's been through hell, but he walks steadily. He approaches the large chest. I call out to the waiting delivery man. Hey, who is the sender? I immediately snatch the slip from the man. He's not lying. Suginami Ward, Kimpukuji Tokisaka-reiji. This is absurd. Why the hell is my name on there? Who in the world sent this thing? Takashito, don't open that. But he's already lifted the lid of the chest. That's Takashito's first reaction. Inside the box packed with lilies all around is Kazuna. Her right leg's been severed at the base, and there's a large incision stitched closed on her abdomen. She used to be pregnant. Her swollen stomach is now flat. As if unable to believe what his eyes are seeing, he reaches into the box with trembling hands. Stop it, Takashito! I pin his arms behind him before he can start shaking her. His fingers grasping at the edge of the box, Takashito doesn't relent. As though in response to his voice, Kazuna's eyelids open, ever so slightly. She's still alive! Holy shit, she's still alive! That's awesome! Her gaze shifts at Takashito. Don't tell me she's gonna die, though. She croaks the words through dried lips. On that day, Takashito Kazune was taken to the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute. Unbelievably, even though she was shipped to this office in that state, her condition was stable. The amputation site had received expert treatment and the wound hadn't festered. However, she lost her uterus. As for the fetus growing within, well, Takashito Shugo went mad. Oh, yeah, the baby's gone. He yelled, he screamed, he raged. With the intercession of the psychiatrist Saito Tamaki, he calmed down to some extent this morning. In spite of that, Shugo was left a broken man. When I turn around, Hatsune is standing there looking on the verge of tears. She ran here the moment she heard about what happened to Takashito. Hey, how's Takashito doing? You know what, actually, the reason why Shugo and Hatsune... Obviously, Shugo frequented the brothel that Hatsune was at when he was younger, and there's another game called Cartagra, which actually deals with that. It's like another visual novel about his time there and like what he did, which I'm gonna play in the future, actually. Just a little aside there for you. Tears flow down her cheeks. She lost her baby and her leg. Oh, I know, it really is horrible. Even as I'm comforting Hatsune, the gears in my mind are turning on another matter. Kusaka Tatsuhiko used either the Divine Comedy or the Egg of Nyanis as the model for his punishment of the victims. Even Kazuna was abducted. The fourth canto of the Divine Comedy was delivered to their mailbox. Unbelievers aren't saved. Their sin is one of living a life of idleness. That's why he let her live? Okay, go ahead. As I watch Hatsune go, I'm left with an unshakable feeling of emptiness. March 22nd, wow, so time is flying now. Because we think we've caught the killer, we think Kusaka's done it, but there's gotta be someone else involved. There's gotta be. Otherwise, I think the game would have been over already. 2 days later, word comes in that the autopsy reports are finished. I decide to pay Natsume-san a visit. I haven't seen her for a while. She looks exhausted. I can't really blame her considering her sister-in-law's condition. Sorry to impose, Natsume-san. Natsume-san flips through her documents as she speaks. So Koizuke Imamura and Nishizono Yui. Okay, that all makes complete sense from what we've had from the corpses, so it's all come full circle. Her tone is all business.
西園結衣の胴体と両足は冷蔵庫に入っとったんやけど、腐っとったらしいで。
That's gross. They're all decomposed. Natsume-san purses her
冷
lips.
蔵庫だって最新式の電気のやない。氷入れとくやつやったからな。まさか氷屋さん呼んで入れてもらうわけにもいかんかったんやろね。
While Kusaka, oops. He wanted to carefully preserve his sister, huh?
本人がおらんから何とも言えへんね。ほいで次は草加達彦。
Yeah, his dead
死
body.
因は抗うつ剤及び睡眠導入剤の過剰摂取による心不全。
Yeah, that is really stupid. He
世
got
間を騒がせた割にしょうもない死に
he
方
put Yui back together and then just had sex with her and died and like killed all those people. Well, he is psycho though. He's a fucking madman. She sighs.
くだらんわ。ほんまくだらん。
The door opens and Uzumi walks in.
草加達彦について調べたらいろいろと出てきたぞ。西園結衣と兄弟だったのは真実のようだ。父親の証言が取れた。
The father's still around.
地方の病院に勤めていたんだが、実家には全く帰っていなかったようだ。それでも実家に多くの薬品を保管していたということで、薬事法か麻薬取締法違反の疑いで捜査中だ。
Okay, so they're investigating his father. I got it. Uzumi tosses a large envelope over
詳
at
しく
me.
はそこに書いてある。もっとも星が死んだせいで動機などの肝心な部分はわからねえがな。
So it's unclear why Kusaka killed Nishizono.
愛しとったんとちゃいますやろか。
Natsume-san opens her mouth and speaks.
おそらく殺意なんかなかったと思います。西園結衣藩がいけないことに手を染め
Yeah, because she was in the
た
prostitution
という
ring.
ことでしょうな。
Natsume-san says that looking generally enthralled by that idea. That sounds kind of scary coming from you, Natsume-san.
せやかてうちはしゅうちゃんもななちゃんもみんな愛しとりますさかいな。もちろん
I know.
カズナ藩も達成。
Still it gnaws at me. Could I have rescued her if I had headed over to the crime scene a little quicker? Well, I don't know. Could I have chased Kusaka and saved her? Could I have? I don't think I could have. I don't think so. March 24th. I stand quietly in the corner of WHOAH Girls Academy Chapel. The students are lined up in silence, motionless, listening to Vice Principal Seiki's speech at the pulpit. The closing ceremony and memorial service for Tsukishima Orihime, Nishizono Yui, and Imamura Haruka. Silence. Even though that's one of the trademarks of the school, it's unnerving to hear no sobbing at all. There are a few people missing here and there. From the rows of students, from the rows of teachers everywhere. After the ceremony is ended, I sit in the history prep room, staring up at the ceiling. Just the latest in a series of goodbyes. My job here is done. I can't exactly call it a success. The subjects of my search are dead. More victims are dead, and the killer is dead. To top it off, nearly all of them were from right here at the academy. Is this really the best I could do? Well, thinking about that now won't change anything.
ああ、時坂先生。こちらにいましたか。
Seiki enters the room. I had left the door open. Vice Principal Seiki, something wrong? I stand up and offer him my chair. He waves it off and opens his mouth to speak.
今回の件についてお礼を申し上げようと思いまして。
Don't. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything.
そんなことはありません。きちんと事件を解決されたではありませんか。
Yeah, but we lost a lot of people. But, yes, but that won't bring Tsukishima Orihime back.
月島さんが亡くなられたのは決してあなたの責任ではありませんよ。
Seiki lays a hand upon my shoulder.
時坂先生にはとても感謝しています。これは少ないのですが、取っておいて
He
くだ
holds
さ
out an envelope. I can't accept this. There's no way I could accept a reward after all that.
い。ではこうしましょう。これは時坂先生が授業を行ったことに対する報酬です。それならばどうですか。
But
受け取ってください。あなたはそれだけのお仕事をされたのですから。
I'm sorry.
そうですか。
Seiki finally appears to have given up. If anything ever comes up again, I trail off before I can finish. He wouldn't call for me unless something serious happened.
ねえ、何かあった時にはぜひよろしくお願いします。
Seiki regards me with a hint of a smile on his face. Just as I finish clearing out my things, Sato Ayumi comes to see me.
時坂先生、
What's wrong?
結衣のお墓、どこにあるか知っていますか。
Yeah.
連れて行ってください。まだお別れもしていないんです。
Ayumu looks me firmly in the eyes. All right, follow me. I lead her toward the cemetery.
結衣は私に 何も話してはくれませんでした。
Sometimes being best friends can make it harder to talk about things. We talk on our way to the cemetery.
ですが、何か一言でも相談してくれればよかったのに。
She doesn't know the details. The school merely announced that she had been involved in an incident and murdered. She doesn't need to know. It's over here. I show Ayumi over and then halt in my tracks. Mori, Yorotsuki-kun, right? Yorotsuki bows and passes us by carrying a bucket and cup in his hands.
あの人は、
Nishizona-san met with him often. He took pictures of her.
あの人が、
Ayumu stares at Yorotsuki's retreating profile.
ユイが手紙に書いていました。面白い人だって。
I see. At the very least, it looks like Nishizona didn't hate him. Over here. Nishizona's grave has been cleansed. It's spotless. Smoke still rises from the incense. Yorotsuki must have just left it here.
ユイ、
Ayumu crouches down and puts her hands together. I look on in silence. Nishizona's corpse was dismembered. After the judicial autopsy, she was put back together and then cremated. It's been months, but she can finally rest in peace. I also close my eyes and put my hands together. For a split second, the memory of burying a headless Yukiko slips into my mind. As the day passes into evening, Ayumu headed home. Giving me a lonely-looking smile, she said that she'd try her best to visit from now on, since she lived nearby. Well, I guess it's time for me to go home too. But when I turn around, I see someone I don't expect. Ba-bam! Of course, why are you here?
学院を出る時からずっと後ろにいたんだけれど、気づかなかったんだね。
Well, I'm a bit preoccupied. Togo lets out a bit of a pout.
佐藤さんとのおしゃべりに忙しかったのかな？
That wasn't it, really.
そうだったね。
Toko gives an easy nod, crouches down in front of Nishizona Yui's grave, and puts her hands
私に
together.
とっても美術部の後輩だったから。
After murmuring that softly, she stands up.
さて、帰ろうか、時坂先生。
I'm not a teacher anymore. My job there is finished.
そうなの？
Toko peers into my face.
だったら、どうしてそんな辛そうな顔をしているの？
Because I failed at my job, the people I was supposed to be helping just got dragged into this whole mess.
そう。
She's pretty nonchalant about it. She silently lays a hand on my cheek.
きっと、時坂さんは優しすぎるんだよ。
Who, me?
そう。自分に責のないことまで背負い込んじゃってるような気がする。
I'm no saint. This happened because I miscalculated, plain and simple. No matter how much I struggle, the hurt to the Takashiros will not go away. That wound is my fault.
だからって塞ぎ込むことないじゃないか。次に同じような鉄を踏まないようにすることこそが大事なんじゃないのかな。
I guess so. It's a pragmatic way of looking at it, but I'm not strong enough to just change the way I feel.
そうなんだよ。
And then Toko's lips brush against my cheek. Toko?
時坂さんは優しくて強いんだから。元気を出しなよ。
Toko draws away and sticks out an arm.
帰ろう、時坂さん。
Gently, I take her outstretched hand in mine. Intermission 1 ticket, what? Intermission, is this like a halfway point or something?
兄さん、こちらですよ。
Okay, holy shit. Anyways, this is a good time to end the episode. Well, actually, I'm not gonna end it. I'm gonna check something, as a matter of fact. Okay, so right here, there's go to Ueno or chase after Kusaka, and I just want to see what happens when we go chase after Kusaka. I should leave that up to Uzumi. I gotta chase after Kusaka. I'll head for the academy, and we're gonna chase. I'm just gonna do this really quickly, by the way. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. I catch a taxi in front of it, because I have a feeling it's not gonna lead to anywhere. So I go to the girls' academy. The academy's shrouded. Looks like someone's there for night duty. It couldn't be Kusaka, could it? No, it's just Seiki, and we obviously get a wrong ending. Vice Principal, what a relief. Perhaps not. Please show me to Kusaka's desk. His primary interests. Okay, so we go to his seat. There's a small clue here. I rummage. It's Kusaka's location. He wasn't in his apartment. He's got another place. That is assuming he's behind. So it must be a place where he's cutting up the murders, so... Okay, good. So Seiki says to us that that's where his home is. It's in that area. Is this it? Vice Principal, I'm gonna borrow your phone. Okay, so we tell Uozumi where the location is. Okay.
分かってる。残していく。じゃあ、
いえ、構いませんよ。東伏見まででしたらお送りしますよ。
Okay, whoa, so I just... So this is totally different. Holy crapola. I decided to go chase after Kusaka on my own, and Kusaka's here now, and he's, like, alive, and Takashiro's wife is still okay. Holy shit. Wow. Kusaka advances on us, brandishing a scalpel. Oh, wow, uh-oh. An officer tries to block his way, and instant later, blood gushes from his throat. Stop! I tackle Kusaka as he raises the blade aloft. Gah! Pain lances through my left arm. It doesn't matter, I can't let him through. Uzumi slugs Kusaka from the side. Unprepared for the blow, he lets the scalpel slip through his fingers and crouches in the hall. Uzumi closes the distance and pins him to the ground. Uzumi bellows at him as he pulls the handcuffs from his pocket. At that moment, Kusaka gives a mighty heave. Uzumi loses his balance. Kusaka snatches up the fallen scalpel in his left hand. Uzumi! The scalpel slices into the detective's left... Oops, I missed that. The left what? Into the left leg. Okay, it's just the leg. It's nothing that important, so... Wow, oh my god. Kusaka gives the blade a vicious twist. Uzumi grabs Kusaka's left hand and wrenches it away. This is like so different. One little decision. Holy shit. He thrashes about screaming. Uzumi raises his fist. Stop it, Uzumi. That's enough. I draw closer to Kusaka's prostrate form. Kusaka-sensei, it's about time you set Nishizono-san. Set your sister free. Kusaka blinks as if dazed. We've been following this twisted fantasy of yours for too long. All the things you've been doing carry no meaning. You tried to give form to your own delusions, but that's only for your own sake. You're simply running away from reality. Kusaka continues shrieking at us. It certainly must be nice inside that shell that you built around yourself, huh? A world where everything goes according to your wishes. I understand if you don't want to come out, because there Nishizono-san is alive. But that's just his deluded world. Wake up, Kusaka-san. No matter how much you struggle, you can't bring back a life that's been lost. Just a little more. Well then, what does your Yui think of all of this? Just her head with a pieced-together body? It's interesting seeing him alive like this. We've only seen him do these crazy things from a distance. Well, how's her real body doing? You threw away her arms, her legs, and torso have been disposed of somewhere. Shouldn't she be crying instead? You know, I just met her and she was crying. Well then, let's go ask her ourselves, I wink at Uozumi. He pulls Kusaka to his feet. I think he's caught on to my plan. Back in the other room, Kusaka tries to run to the corpse on the bed. Unable to break Uozumi's restraint, Kusaka stretches out his arms, moaning piteously. Go on, take a good look. Yui-san's crying. I point to the dead girl. All she desires now is to rest in peace. Now that her body's been completed, she can finally rest. Now please let Yui be at peace, and accept the truth so that you can be at peace as well. I walk to Kusaka's side and whisper into his ear. Yui-san's dead. Kusaka screams. The air itself seems to tremble. Then he falls to his knees on the floor. Kusaka whispers, staring at the thing on the bed. When Uozumi grabs his arm, he doesn't seem to notice. The detective snaps the handcuffs on him.
被疑者確保連れて行け怪我をしたやつも早く運べ
His instructions given, Uozumi comes closer.
エイジお前は昔から体を使うことには慣れてねえんだから無茶するんじゃねえよ
Thanks, man, you saved my ass. Whoa, so is this like the true ending path? Because I thought we were kind of on a path to go to another ending here, but we just saved Takashiro's wife, Kazuna. I apply pressure to my left elbow as I thank him.
手の付け根をハンカチか何かで縛っておけで高城の嫁さんと一緒にさっさと病院に
Uzumi glances at the sleeping Kazuna. I use my right arm and mouth to bind up my wound.
下手に動かさない方がいいな頭を強く打っているようだ今救急隊を呼んでくる
Hey, what about you? As far as I can see, he's in much worse shape than I am.
こんなのへでもねえよお前とは体の作りが違うんだよ
Yeah, Uzumi, you do have a bigger physical stature than I do. Uzumi stands up and leaves. The room falls silent. Takashiro Kazuna's chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Thank God she didn't end up joining the other victims. I feel myself relax and drowsiness settles over me. If an ambulance is coming, they'll probably carry me out even if I'm asleep. Too much happened today, I'm exhausted. I'll just rest a bit. Takashiro Kazuna is immediately admitted to the Kuchiki Pathology Research Student given an examination. There's a large bump on her head, so she must have been struck when she was kidnapped. That's her only injury, though. Both mother and child are doing fine. That is much happier. They still need to keep an eye on her condition, so she'll be in the hospital for a while. When Hatsune came to visit me, she said that Takashiro was constantly by her side. My injuries, on the other hand, turned out to be quite severe. The weapon that Kusaka used was a scalpel, which had been left in that rundown house. It was perfectly serviceable for cutting up corpses, but a living, breathing human being like myself was another story. According to the doctor who treated me, the wound was infested with bacteria and microorganisms. It suppurated and had to be disinfected over and over. Had the scalpel been clean, the wound would have healed on its own. Instead, it was an utter mess, requiring more than 10 stitches. Uozumi shows up just then. Looking at him walking around, you'd never guess that his wound is deeper than mine. Hey, your leg. You gotta be kidding me. It's one hell of a tough constitution. So how's the investigation into Kusaka going? Uzumi puts a cigarette into his mouth. This is a non-smoking area, man. They just stopped me earlier. He gives an annoyed snort and shoves it into his pocket. Homicide, defilement of corpses and the illegal disposal thereof, kidnapping, confinement and assault, attack and obstruction of public duties, and how many years are we talking? Forever? Life sentence, come on. The prosecution will probably seek the death penalty at his trial. Yeah, duh. Nah, it'll be hassle if a bunch of people are in a room at the same time, so I'll pass. What's this? Since when are you nervous around the ladies? And why are you acting like you're around Kyoko? Ouch, watch it, I just got stitched up. Oh my god, he blushed! Flecks of saliva flies, he roars at me, shoulders squared and face as red as a tomato. Ugh. That bastard punching me without thinking. Who's the real idiot here? As I writhe in pain so intense that I can't speak, a calm corner of my mind uselessly muses that they're probably still taking out patients. Okay, this is a much better story than what I had. I'm happy for it. 2 days later, the word comes in that the autopsy reports are finished. I decide to pay Natsume-san a visit. Okay, so she's more happy than she was before. She's a lot happier, obviously. I heard that the autopsy was done. So let's just go quickly through this, because we already went through this. Yeah, blah blah blah. The only reason why it's different is because she's not depressed, because Kazuna was, got her uterus cut out. Okay, so they were siblings. The father's still around. Yeah, we heard about that already. He had a lot of drugs. Uozumi tossed the envelope. Pathological criminal who couldn't become the Black Madama. In the end, he was the one who broke the black egg with his own hands. I see. Saito is also Kusaka's personal physician, so there shouldn't be any problems with leaving it up to him. See, Natsume is in a much better mood, obviously. Or Natsume-san, I don't really know how I feel about that. Okay, so we're just saying, this is all done. The students are lined up, and Seiki's giving the speech saying, blah, 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 what happened. After the but this is probably going to be different. We're sitting in the office. My job here is done. I can't exactly call it a success. Oh, this is the same, because other people have died, so he's just saying, I can't believe I didn't save them. I mean, even though we did save Kazuna, he still didn't save Orihime. Yeah, so this is the exact same. In the end, I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. Just take it because you're a teacher. Take it. Just take the ticket. Take it, okay? Take it. But this is different. I'm sure he was a diligent person. It's because of that diligence that his paranoia gnawed at him so. He killed his sister Yui by accident, probably, but then became obsessed with restoring her body. He probably used to be a nice guy, huh? I have no words of comfort to offer him. So that was a little bit different at the end there. Just as I finish clearing my things out, Sato Ayumi comes to see me, and this is gonna be the same. We're gonna go to Yui's grave. Yay, let's go. Okay, so this was the same up until this point right here, and this says, it's not like I'm going anywhere far away. We can see each other anytime. So this is like a much happier situation now, because Reiji's not super down on himself. Yeah, I don't mind. Boyfriend? Your what? I'm a bit confused by her abrupt silence. What? So I'm all of a sudden your boyfriend now, really? Are you kidding me? Hey now, if we're partners, then just what in the world are we doing together? Toko laughs, her voice like the clear chiming of a bell. Okay, I see. So now we're at the intermission again with Yui. And you know what? I'm sorry, guys. You know, this other save file I'm gonna keep here for maybe later. But I'm gonna be continuing with this save file where we saved Kazuna when we start the next episode. So all I gotta say is, holy shit, this episode is gonna be an editing nightmare for me to do because I jumped around so many times. I got bad endings, and then I jumped back to get to go along the normal path. But along the normal path, there's two separate branching paths. One where Kazuna is saved completely, the one we just got, and one where Kazuna got her leg cut off and the baby ripped out, which is crazy because it still continues the game no matter which one you get. And I have two separate save files here that are like to do with that. Jeez, it's just crazy how deep and how many different paths and how in-depth this game is. It's amazing. I really enjoyed making this episode. I know it's really long and it was all over the place, and I was a bit, you know, I might have seemed like I was trying to go quick at some parts because I just didn't think that it was going to lead to anything really much different. But it did end up leading to, like, a lot of different stuff, and so I'm sorry about that. It just, this episode blew my mind, and like I really just want to play the rest of the game right now. I just want to play it right now, but I can't. We got to save it for the next episode. So wait for it. You know, I'm sorry for clicking through a lot of that text. I didn't skip most of it, but when I started the path that we just did right now, when we went to the school, Oiba Girls Academy, with Seiki, the vice principal, I was just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna get a bad end, and then boom, it led to this. I had no idea. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, guys, peace.